In the Gospel of Mark, after the triumphal entry, Jesus is going back into Jerusalem the second day. And on his way in, he sees a fig tree. He notices that the fig tree has leaves, but when he goes to find fruit, there is no fruit, and he curses that fig tree. It's an intriguing story because you kind of wonder why exactly would Jesus have cursed the fig tree simply because it did not have fruit. But then the story goes on, and he gets into Jerusalem where he finds the money table, the money changers, profiting off the people coming into Jerusalem, and he overturns the money tables. He cleanses the temple is a phrase many theologians will use, is that statement that he goes in and he says, you have transformed what the temple's purpose was and made it something different. You use what was supposed to be for the benefit of the people, and you have used it for your own personal profit. Now, if we connect the two stories, I think we can learn more about why Jesus curses the fig tree. The fig tree, by being in leaves, could have indicated to Christ that it had fruit to eat, but it didn't. Much like the money table, the people in charge of the money tables, they were serving an important role. If you were traveling of any distance, you could not carry the items necessary to do the sacrificial requirements. So you would show up with money and use that to transfer to get the doves or the goats or whatever you needed to do your sacrifices. That was an important role for them to play. But by profiting, they were taking something that looked good and making it bad. This is a common statement of Christ, is to look at yourself. Don't be a hypocrite. This is why he says, before you take out the log in a brother or sister's eye, look at the speck in your own. Christ wants to remind people that who we are on the outside and who we are on the inside should be connected. That Holy Week is this good opportunity for us to look inside of ourselves, to make sure who we are on the outside and who we portray ourselves to be are in unity with each other. That we do not just talk about our faith without our faith being fundamental to how we live and how we operate. That we are not money changers who are taking advantage of other people, but instead we are money changers who are using the role God gave us to serve Him faithfully. If we connect this again to the body of Christ, we recognize that each one of us has a role to play in that body. We should not be putting on our leaves, so to speak, so that other people will think that we are doing a good job. Instead, we are called to bear fruit. That it is Christ's desire that as He grows in our lives, that we would bear fruit. And I want to remind you that that fruit is very simple. It is peace, it is patience, it is gentleness, it is self-control, it is love. Those are the fruits we should be bearing. And as long as we go through this Holy Week and we see ourselves growing in those things, as we see that fruit taking a place in our lives as we serve God, then we can know that we are being faithful to the call God has, that we are not the fig tree, we are not the money changers, but we are the good fruit that Christ desires. Would you pray with me? Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you that you promise that as we genuinely seek you, as we seek you with a pure heart, Father, that you will root and grow in our hearts, our minds, and our lives. And Father, as we go through this Holy Week, help demonstrate to us how we can more faithfully serve you. Help us, Father, to produce good fruit to glorify you. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. I hope you're having a beautiful and wonderful beginning to your Holy Week. May God bless you. May you stay distant and stay connected. Love you all.